You know, Stanley Smith is an ordinary person who's never been part of a celebrity interview before. So here at the Atlantic City Hilton, we decided to bring in a real celebrity to help him out.
I never had a celebrity interview before.
No problem, you got it. How are you, Stanley?
Oh, it's so good to see you.
I'm so glad to see you, David.
And Charo, good to see you. All right, listen, you guys absolutely were the hit of TV with the GEICO commercial. You're not an actor, you're not in show business. Stanley, how did this happen?
Well, through a phenomenal experience, I had a major collision, and I just had changed my insurance company, upgraded my car, fixed it over, and all I got was an email, I'm covered by GEICO. And then like 2 weeks later, I had a major accident. I went into a cab. My car was wrecked. And I was very, very upset. So the next morning I called GEICO, and GEICO said, "Take it easy, Mr. Smith. We'll handle this. We'll handle the reports." I then wrote a beautiful letter to the president of GEICO and commending every person that I was in touch with. And
they built a commercial around you and made you a star. How did it,
but they need a translator because he have an accent.
I had a Brooklyn accent.
What was it like to work together? I get the impression that his part was very, accurately scripted, and yours was completely ad-libbed.
Yeah, I don't like to do commercial because, of course, when you need the money, you do it. But when you settle and you pay bills, I don't feel too happy doing something that I don't like it. I did about 3 years ago Sprint, and it was big because they allowed me to script it myself. So I like the little guy, the little gecko. I like it very much. Every time he come out with an accent, I cannot resist that. And also, when they contacted and said, "We're going to be fun, you are the translator and you can write anything you wanted." So I asked, "Who's going to be my partner?" And they say, "He's a very cute guy. He comes from the East, and he's a very honest and very cute guy." So I said, "Okay, let's do it." And I show up, and yes, I like him instantly. It's very warm. He's a very honest person, and his wife is very beautiful. So the trouble he had is that I catch him by surprise. Translating funny stuff, but he keep in track, very professional, and we did it very fast.
How many takes?
Not too many.
Really?
Not too many. They like the freshness. They don't like it too many. As a matter of fact, the one that they used, it was only one. And after, I figured it out. They're going to use the one that is more serious. No, they use the one that the translator jumping in. And he's very serious.
How did you keep a straight face when she was doing it?
Everybody asked the same question.
It was rather difficult. I was quite nervous, believe me.
No, you don't.
Well, I was at the time.
But you covered.
And then, as Charo was doing my interpretation, they said, "Desta, we got 30 seconds, 30 seconds." I love my car like my own wife. Then I said, "I love my new wife." And then it's click. And then before you know it, I said, "You're my new wife." And then cut. She was good.
No, they said to me, "Do whatever you want to do." No. The truth is, I read the
nobody
script.
can script you. Come on.
No, but let me tell you what happened. I went very polite, very polite. And because the money is good. So I go, they pay a lot of money. So I go to the producer, very polite, and say, "No offense, I don't want you to get upset. With all my respect, this script sucks. Be my guest. What can you do?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to start attacking to this incredible partner of mine that is so serious and so put it together into a very funny way, and also very well planned, David. And you should know, there is so many millions of Latinos in this country that because GEICO is a good company and cover everybody, if they feel isolated because nobody is thinking about them and say one word in Spanish, they're not going to go and buy the policy. Okay. But by me interrupting in both Spanglish, English, and that was Spanglish, they love it. And according to Google's, they send it to us, the report from the agency, they jump 15% in the selling of policy. In San Antonio, Los Angeles, Miami, Corpus Christi, all over Texas, because we were by language. And he became so celebrity. The other day, Whoopi Goldberg, she have a new radio show. Yeah. And the first thing she asked me, "I know that you did the script and it's hysterical. tell me about Stanley. Everybody said, tell me about Stanley. So when he came today, and I know you was coming, I said, please, you got to explain it. He created the commercial.
You know, it was funny. After your show, he was out there signing autographs. People were coming up taking pictures of you.
What happened? That's what happened.
Did you ever expect that to happen after the commercial?
Never in my life.
I mean, having that commercial for you was like having a hit series on every 15 minutes.
Everybody tell me about Stanley because he's warm. His personality, and because he talked from his heart, and he had that experience, which is very unique, that they were so nice to him, and he wrote the letter. He created the idea, and everybody want to know about who is Stanley, and I already know. Okay, I'm going to give you his email. You can talk to him.
It's
funny. Very popular right now. I mean,
that's funny. Anyway, if you're just discovering Charo through the GEICO commercial and through the surreal life, believe me, there's a lot more to her. She is a wonderfully gifted entertainer, and we'll learn more about Charo the entertainer when Curtain Call continues right after these messages. Got a new CD out too. We're back at the Atlantic City Hilton, where Charo has a new CD out, Charo and Guitar, and it's a pleasure after so many years of not seeing you in Atlantic City. Welcome back.
I am so thrilled that I'm coming back, and because this impact, last night the people welcomed me tremendously, a stand ovation, and today, even in a matinee, a stand ovation.
Your show is more than just a nightclub or concert show. You do a variety show. You always have.
Thank you.
Back in the days when budgetary concerns weren't, such an issue, you had a big band, you had dancers, you had singers, you had your guitar. I mean, now the economics of the business have forced everybody to cut back, but the technology has changed to the point.
The technology make enhance the music, but you always had the kid musician, because when you got the kid musician, you are covered, and I feel so happy when you got the best of the best. And although the musician is less, because the budget, they are so good, and with the technology sound, we are big again.
At the top of the segment, I mentioned that we hadn't seen each other in a while.
Many years.
But you used to play Atlantic City, used to play even Las Vegas 3 times a year, 4 times a year. But then you made a decision back around 1988 that a lot of entertainers wouldn't do, and that is you relocated to one place so that you could raise, you and your husband Shell could raise your son. I don't want to say Shelito because he's already 25.
Shelito is 16.
Is he really?
He got it from the father. I even sleep with high heel, David.
But that was a very important decision for you.
I got no regret, but it's very difficult. Thank you for asking me that question. The audience have a little idea of who I am, and that little idea is part of cuchi-cuchi, glamour, glittering costume,
love boat.
But the serious part that I am, I keep it very, very private, because that's why I turned down a powerful TV offer, but they want 6 cameras for a month in my house. And even if you hire in the closet, they find you. So we pass it. We're very private and very conservative. And my main role is my family, and you are a fabulous father, you understand me. My main role is when my son was born. It was very little, we call it Shelito, now we call it Shell. And it was perfect. I was coming here, I was going to Las Vegas, I was going around the world, because he was 2, 3, and 4. When he turned 5, I knew that he's going to be a gypsy if I continue that life.
Living out of a suitcase, nannies being raised by nannies, and you didn't want that.
He will write a book called Cuchi-Cuchi, Dearest. I know, David, he will do that. When he turned 5, we was in Las Vegas. I got to make a decision. It's very hard, because when you are on the top, everything is hot, and the telephone is ringing, and one offer after another. And you remember the year where you don't even have money to have a sandwich. My father ran overnight from South Spain, Murcia, Gibraltar to Africa. Otherwise, he will be executed by Franco people.
He was involved in politics.
Politics. He was a writer. He was a journalist like you, and a writer and a lawyer, and he never liked the dictatorship of Franco. So he was not too heavy into Franco, but he was good enough for his people know that he be a potential problem. So everybody that has some don't agree with the dictatorship or what's going on, little by little was eliminating. It's history, everybody know that. So he has to run. So I know poor time. So when you are in the top, 1980, and you have such a big offer, and the money is floating, and everybody is established, and I became citizen, it's so hard to say no. What is more important, my son or the career? And I went to Hawaii.
You moved to Hawaii. But fortunately, you were able to get a permanent gig there.
The Hilton.
The Hilton.
The Hilton, same company that I'm working now.
The Hilton Hawaiian Village, right?
Hilton Hawaiian Village. And over there, they beautiful, about 800 capacity people. And we sold out every night. I met a lot of beautiful people. And I stayed there. And I passed movies. Right. And I passed The Life of Carmen Miranda on Broadway, I told you. But I stayed there. I stayed there until he graduated.
Were you concerned, after he graduated and you decided, okay, now I can go back on the road, were you concerned that people might not remember Charo?
Absolutely. They probably thought, she's gone. Charo who? It's a soup? Or it's an enchilada? So when he graduated, great moment, I said, okay, he very well put together. He had no piercer. Not yet. I don't want to be bragging so much. The hair is normal, it's no green, it's no purple, no tattoos.
But he's an actor.
Yes.
He just did an episode of CSI, didn't he?
All my life, and I tell you, show business is a very risky career. I don't know if they're going to be honest, other entertainer, when they talk to you. But it's very difficult to depend on that career, because you depend on opinion. One opinion, two opinion. I mean, the whole world can love you, but it's one producer or one special person that has the power say no, nobody gets to know you. Or it is the telephone doesn't ring, how are you going to pay the bills? So you always are one foot secure and the other foot wandering. And I didn't want that life for my son. I desperately want him be his own persona and don't depend on the phone. And I tried very hard, and I failed. He graduated with honor. He speaks 3 languages. He's very educated.
That's still two less than you speak.
Yeah. Well, he's better than me, because when I say Spanish and when I say French, it's perfect. I am a wishy-washy, like a Caesar salad.
You just learned Japanese, didn't you?
Yeah, I sound like a Chinese with diarrhea. Bad. I don't have any language that is clear, David. But, however, he talked to me very serious. He's a man already, and he said, I love you. I know what you did for my career and my father, but I have it in my heart. Acting, music, writing a score. I almost have a heart attack. I lost my sense of humor. I was going crazy. Where I fell. He said, no, you don't fail. It's in my heart.
Now, why would you think you failed when you went into the business and you were successful and it wasn't a bad life?
I know. I absolutely agree with you, because I was lucky. And because I don't have a life. You are my friend, and I'm going to tell you seriously, it's not a life. I had been around the world. You asked me, and I had been there, but I don't know anything about the war. I can fly. I pray all the way when I am flying. When I'm landing, I thank God that I'm alive. Then we are happy that we find the luggage, that they don't get lost. And then all of the dancer and then Tourage is with me. And then we go to the hotel. And then I unpack. And then I practice, and I don't have a dinner, because the next day I'm performing and I can hardly breathe if I have a big dinner. And then I do the big show, and then the standing ovation, and then in that moment I have a life. But when the curtain closes, I go back. And if I have a little piece of cake which I love chocolate, I have to run, even if this is snow, wherever country I am. Otherwise, the next day I cannot close my zipper. And then I go to the next country and I say goodbye, and I look a little bit through the airplane. The only time I have a great time was 3 weeks ago in Greece in Santorini. That it was a big bomb, in Istanbul. It sounds terrible, but we was very happy that we don't have to go to Istanbul and that we're going to be 2 days in Santorini and enjoy that beautiful island. So this is my life. I got no life. So I want my son to have a life. I practice 4 hours a day guitar. 4 hours, David. 2 in the morning and 2 at night.
Wow.
And the day that I don't practice, I feel like I did the worst thing in the world. So I want my son live.
You mentioned the guitar, which is a good thing, because before there was a cuchi-cuchi,
I know.
before there was Charo, there was the guitar.
A serious woman.
You studied with Andres Segovia,
Yeah.
and ultimately became the best flamenco guitarist in the world.
Thank you so much.
He was second, and it's led now to Charo and guitar.
A lot of tears, a lot of
But
practice.
do you feel that audiences in America, anyway, didn't take you seriously as a classical artist, whereas around the rest of the world, they don't know you as a comedian, as a singer?
It's true.
Yeah, right.
Even in Spain, well, they laugh when I say some comment, but they don't know me as a comedian. And yes, I have a big hit called Burriquito, Little Donkey, that is flamenco pop. But they know me playing with the symphonic in La Sinfónica de Madrid. They know that serious part. But in the United States, the cuchi-cuchi was so strong, so powerful.
Why did that catch on the way it did? I mean, you were on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, with Merle Griffin. Cuchi-cuchi became a catchword, a catchphrase.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you where it comes from, in case that you don't know it. It's very upset. You're going to be disappointed. It had nothing to do with sex. It's just
Well, I
that
know
when I
that.
was 3 years old,
Right.
I have a dog in the farm of my grandparents called Cuchillo, C-U-C-H-I-L-L-O, Spanish word for knife. The dog was a mix of a bulldog and a Saint Bernard. First he bite you and then he run for help. It was the worst mixing you can have. He bite me, but I don't pay attention because he always went like a plane. He bite everybody, but it was a beautiful dog. He shake it, and I shake it. And I go to the growing up and I say, como cuchi, como cuchi, como cuchi, como cuchi, shaking like the dog. They did not see the dog. They see me shaking, and they think that I created that movement, and they give me candies, and they give me Spanish money called pesetas at that time, and I figured it out, there is some business here. So every time I was in trouble, I say, cuchi, 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 and people laugh. I came to America. Johnny Carson start asking me questions. I didn't understood one word. So I stand there in the middle of his conversation and I said, cuchi, cuchi, cuchi. He thought that I was crazy, but I was trying to save my life in America. So people laugh, and he called me back. And he knew already how to confuse me. Probably he was asking me, are you an idiot? Me, oh yes, cuchi, cuchi. Everything was so hysterical funny that I keep on coming back. I keep on doing cuchi, cuchi, and before I know, that's all the audience want to do.
You remind me, in a lot of respects, of Phyllis Diller, who
I love her.
Isn't she wonderful? She's 89 years old.
I
She
love
doesn't work
her.
anymore, and I wish she did. But you remind me of her in that you can go out and be a comedian,
I love comedy.
and a singer and a dancer, but do a variety show, and yet you can go out with a symphony orchestra like you're going to do next year. She plays concert piano, and used to go out with symphony orchestras and put on a black dress and a strand of pearls and go out there and be a serious musician.
God bless her.
Is that what you're trying to accomplish by going out with the symphonies?
No, when I go to the symphony, I'm not going to make any switch or nothing. When I go to the symphony, it's a tuxedo.
Right. But no cuchi-cuchi?
Not at all. Not at all. When the symphony 207 is concert. Me, no speak English. My name is Maria Rosario Pilar Martinez Molina Baeza Rasten at your service as a concert musician. Now you put me in a casino,
It's gotta be a
and
big
my name
marquee.
is Charo, and I'm here to say, I brought the cuchi-cuchi to the USA. It's 2 person, David, but both a happy person, and now I begin to have a little bit of life. And now, will you believe it? After so many years, because now I enjoy moment and quality time. Last night, I enjoy after the shop, Tanta Elevation, I put a jogging suit, I ran all over the beach. And then I have a pizza and a big beer.
There you go. The name of the album is Charo and Guitar.
Worldwide
you
gold.
can get it
At platinum.
At platinum, worldwide platinum. You can get it at charo.com. Real simple to do. It's always a pleasure seeing you.
I am so honored that you came to see the shop. God bless you. You are very good for us.
And the same to you.
If you do a review that you find that you can help the entertainer, I personally thank you and I improve it and I follow your advice. I always respect you, David.
Well,
you
thank you.
are a great, great journalist.
Thank
Seriously.
you. We can't end on a better note.